All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grand Slam Show. I'm Bradley.
And I'm Chris.
Thanks for tuning in. You are tuning in for a good show today. This is our first live stream. We're testing everything out. We're going to try to see how the streaming works. We started a new format. So we're pretty excited. How you feeling today, Chris?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. Doing well. We've been working on this format. Do you kind of want to give it, the viewers kind of idea on the how the show is going to go, or the format we're trying?
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna try to give everybody an update as to what's going on around the league, the prospects, the teams, any big news, and then we're gonna go from there.
All right, cool. Well, with that being said, we'll jump right into it. I'm going to cover for here for the most part on this format. I'll cover kind of we're going to do the top five hitters. I'm going to give you AL NL stats for the year, and then everything else will be kind of last 7 days on that. And kind of jumping into it. So the AL leaders you got hitting wise in the American League. Number one comes in Bo Bichette, 326, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs. Second, Yandy Diaz, 322 average, 11 home runs, 27 RBIs. Third, we come in Randy Arozarena, 311, 11 home runs, 39 RBIs. Number four, we got Austin Hayes, 307 average, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. And then rounding up fifth with Anthony Rizzo, 301, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs. I'm really surprised Aaron Judge didn't make that list. Everybody's kind of going crazy for him right now. But I don't know how he didn't get in the top five
Well,
on the AL side. What's
that's
that?
that's that's only within his 7 days though. So
No, that's AL for the year. So that's the
okay.
AL hitting leaders for the year. Yeah,
Well, he's not gonna be outside of that for too long. He's essentially gonna creep himself back up in there.
yeah. I mean, I think he's on a run now. But I mean, I can't believe Bo Bichette's number one. I mean, he's hitting 326 on the US. It's pretty
I'm
jammed up.
I'm not surprised because the last so this year and last year he's been up there as far as top hitting, with the most hits. So
Yeah,
the guy can hit for sure.
yeah. All right, let's jump on into the NL. I don't even know how to say the Arezes for or how do you however you say his name for Miami. He's hitting a 371. That's by far the best in the league. Uh,
Luis
but
Arias.
yeah, Luis Arias. Yeah, 371 average, but he kind of lacks on the power
Yeah,
with one homer.
power's not his thing. His thing
Yeah,
is just putting ball on plate.
but he's doing a good job at it. um, 18 RBIs, but he plays for Miami. So then we got Diaz rounding up number two NL, 6 homers, 26 RBIs. I guess I left his batting average. Number three is Acuna, 332 average, 11 homers, 27 RBIs. Number four, Freeman, 325 average, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs.
Not
Uh,
surprised.
Not surprised, yeah, me
Nah.
either. That's and he's playing on that Dodgers team, so his RBI numbers are high. Uh, and then Gurriel rounds up the NL, 317, 8 home runs, 27 RBIs. So that kind of rounds up your yearly batting stats, um, top five NL and AL. So for the last 7 days, this is the whole league. This is just last uh, 7 days best batters. Nathaniel Lowe for Texas hitting 522 the last 7 days. No home runs, 2 RBIs. Number two, Jorge Soler, 400 batting average. It's pretty high. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. Number three, Spencer Steer. He plays for Cincinnati. I didn't know that. 400 batting average, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Four, George Springer, 440 average, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. And then we rounded up with Matt Verling, playing for Detroit, 393, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. So that kind of rounds up your hitting stats, top five NL, AL, and then top five last 7 days. So that wraps up kind of the hitting stats. Well, what you got, Chris?
Um, you know, so with those hot players, I got a few things. Um, I also want to go over real quick before we jump into talking about some of these other players. Um, One of the thing is, you know, have seen some moves lately, and I basically just want to go over the players that has been DFA the last month or so. We're not gonna go over all of them, but we're gonna go over the most uh noticeable ones.
Yeah. Is there, well, before we get into it, because I haven't even looked at the list, is there some in there that's surprising to you that you're like, whoa, I can't believe they DFA designated them for assignment?
Yeah, actually, they are. There might be one or two that I'm kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
um.
And when they designating for assignment is essentially what?
So, from my understanding, when they designate a player for assignment, they're not completely released. They basically go like into a waiver, and then a team has a certain time period where they can claim the player or not, and
Yeah.
then uh, the team decides to either pick up the contract or you know or
Yeah.
completely release him after a certain amount of time.
So there, I just looked it up. So when you designate for assignment, um, they're immediately removed from the 40-man roster. 7 days of the transaction, uh, the player can either be traded or placed on irrevocable outright waivers.
Yep.
And then if he's claimed off of said waivers, he's immediately added to that 40-man roster to whoever claimed him. At which point he can be optioned to the minor leagues if he has those remaining in his contract, or assigned to his new team's 26-man roster. If he clears the waivers, he can be sent outright to minors or released.
Yep. So I
So
wasn't
that's
that far from that.
yeah. That's what designated for assignment is. So let's
Um. Yeah. So I'm gonna start off from the beginning of the month. I'm gonna start off with day one. You guys might or might know some of these players, but we're gonna go over them. So, uh, Austin Wings is the catcher for the Dodgers. Tommy La Stella, Jake Digman, um, Seth Beer has been designated for assignment from Arizona. Juris Familia from Oakland. Devin Smeltzer. He play. He's a pitcher. Played last year for the Twins. Now he got released by the Marlins. Um, Framio Reyes got designated for assignment. Luis Cesar got designated. Darren Ruff, Alex Colon. He has some pretty good seasons. Um, Ryan Tepera, Brazier, um, Miguel Andujar also got designated for assignment. Um, Hunter Dozier and Brett Phillip and
sorry.
Aaron.
Did you just say Hunter Dozier
Yep.
playing for who do you play for? Kansas City or
Yes. Yes.
really? He
Yep.
got DFA'd.
Yes.
Okay. I thought he
Surprised
did
about that
well
one?
last year.
He did. He has been struggling lately.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
Um,
thanks to the two new viewers who are in the video now. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
and apparently, Gary Sanchez,
Oh, really? Okay.
his is pending.
Okay, I got you.
Um, the other thing that I want to go over too is some of the players, especially prospects. Um, quick question: See if you can guess.
Okay.
Who do you think has the most amount of prospects in the league right now in the top 100 prospects?
I looked the other day. It's is it Baltimore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
And guess who
Yeah.
has the least?
Atlanta.
Yeah. 0.
Yeah, they don't have one in the top 100. Baltimore's got them stacked all through there.
Which is
LA's
crazy.
got a few. But yeah, I mean, Baltimore's up and coming, man. That's good things going to come out of that city for the
Yeah.
next couple of years. I mean, they're deep, and I mean they're good this year, but they're also deep in the farm system, and we'll see what happens in 5 or 10 years.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
they remind. I hate to say this because I'm a Braves fan, but they remind me of Atlanta, 5 years ago when when they were starting to come up, and now they kind of got like that team that's going to be good for the next couple of years. That's kind of like that's kind of what they're doing over there. It seems like to me. But
Well, it all
yeah.
depends. It all
Well,
depends
what you mean?
whether or not, because so not all the prospects really pan out to their potential. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
agree.
Um, but another thing is too is can they keep those prospects? You know,
Yeah. I mean, they might wrap them up in trade. I doubt it though. I think those guys in Baltimore, I think they're in it to win it. Yeah, I don't. They're top heavy in prospects. They could trade them away, but I think they're committed to raising to raising them through the system and reaping the rewards. You kind of look
I
at the
think if
Dodgers.
they're
They're kind of
if
homegrown. All that talent they have.
yeah, but the
Go ahead.
Dodger has an insane player development program. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I got you.
but
Anyways, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, do you think they're gonna try to sign some of this player and hold them on for a long term?
Baltimore.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Well, the ones in the minors, you have to, you know, you have to see how they develop. I think Oddly Rutschman. I think they'll try to get him signed for sure.
yeah, I
Uh,
think he's gonna become
I'm
the face of the franchise for sure.
as he should though. I mean, the dude, he's a star. So, uh, I don't know what kind of contract. I haven't personally looked into like see what like Cedric Mullins and Mateo and all those guys are under. Um, but I mean, like I said, even if they let them go, they've got the most prospects in the top 100. So they might not sign the team they have now and let those guys come up. And then when they come up, they can sign them for a less amount of money,
Yeah,
than an already
yeah,
established superstar out of his rookie season. So they may take that approach. I'm not sure.
but I still think they need one or two more veteran guys that are gonna help those upcoming player, kind of like guide them through. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, and they may pick someone up in like an old veteran guy in the off season or something. Um, how many of their top 100 is pitchers?
Um, that's a good question.
Um, I was just curious. I think that's
Just
where it's going to hurt
just
them
one.
if
No,
just
just
one.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is Da Hall.
So I think that'll be their weakest link. I think they're set on. I mean, I think they're a pretty good offensive team, and they got some good defenders.
Yeah,
But I think where they're going to struggle, where they probably need to add, is going to be pitching and bullpen. Let's
yeah,
see.
that's gonna be their biggest. Which I mean, you know, pitching is everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
and same thing
Hey,
with bullpen guys. They're
I,
everywhere. So
I don't care what anybody says. Pitching wins it, man. You look at the guys who wins the World Series. You look at the bullpen stats on their run to the World Series. They're crazy.
yeah,
I mean, you look at
yeah,
like the bullpen and closer Houston last year. I mean, they didn't when Atlanta won in 21. I mean, it was like a 1 ERA or something for the postseason run. It was crazy. I don't think
y-
Will Smith was closing that year. I don't think he gave up a run all postseason. And that's kind of where I feel like uh, you got to have really good pitching to make runs like that.
Yeah,
So,
I agree, 100%.
so all right. Well,
Um,
let's go ahead.
yeah, no, I just wanted to go over like the MLB. This is per MLB pipeline, but I just want to go over their top prospects.
All
Um,
right. It's like top five.
I'm gonna go with top 10. They
All right.
got
Let's hear
30,
them.
but I'm only gonna talk about the top 10. So the number
Yo,
one.
yo, Joe Gleason. We see you in the chat, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
number one, it's Jordan Walker. Number two, Jackson Churio. Three, Jackson Holiday. Four, Ellie De La Cruz. Fifth, Marcelo Mayer. Six, Yuri Perez. Seven, James Wood. Eighth, Jordan Lawler. Ninth, Evan Carter. And 10, Andrew Painter.
Okay. So let's talk about Jordan Walker with the Cardinals, right? Because he come up at the beginning of the year and like showed out, and they on like a limb sent him down.
Yeah, I think he had like a 12-game hitting streak or something like that
Yeah,
for
I
a
thought he
rookie.
was on fire.
But I think he hit like a brick wall right after that and
Oh,
started
okay.
struggling. But he's still listed as the number one prospect so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
I mean, the
Uh,
guy has potential. I think it's a matter of I think it's just confidence, to be honest with you, because he can hit, he can hit with power, he can hit for average, you know. So he's
yeah,
in the last few games he has been hitting the ball pretty good. So
gotcha. Joe said they sent him down, and then the Cardinals started winning. Maybe that's what they needed to, because I know the Cards got off on a tough start.
yeah,
They weren't
they
doing
did.
real well.
And but same thing, like look at Arenado too. He struggled in the last
Yeah,
what 10, 15 games. That's when he completely turned things around.
yeah. Hey, Joe, if you hang around, we De La Cruz is actually a topic today, so we're gonna hit on him a little bit later. That's a good question, though. I don't. Did they bring him up or trade him? Who knows? You know, maybe he's the spark since he needs.
You
To
know,
go
that's a
ahead.
very good question because they have two shortstop that are really
Okay.
good, that are in the top 10 100, and that's Matt McLean, who they just called up, and they got Ellie De La Cruz. Now, if they want to keep either one of them, you know, somebody's gonna have to sacrifice what position is gonna play.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at Mookie Betts. They moved if he's that big of an impact, you know, they could move him somewhere else.
Right.
Who else they
Which
moved? Tatis, right?
yeah, yeah.
Tatis is in right field now.
Yeah, which
So
I can see that. I can see Ellie playing outfield. The dude is like
yeah,
6'5", you know, and
yeah,
he got speed, so I can see him out in outfield.
yeah. I don't know. I watched a Instagram video of him hitting one out the other night, and it was a rocket shot. I mean, he hit it far. I think I sent you
Yeah,
the video.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Send
uh,
send with, like he said, Spencer Steele. He's pretty good too. Uh, you know, and honestly,
yeah.
the
Well,
Cincinnati has a pretty good sneaky team. Like they got some pretty
yeah,
good prospects. You know, they still got
yeah,
Jonathan India. They got Spencer Steer. They got um they're good on the pitching side because they got
yeah. The
what's the
lefty. I went and
lefty?
saw him
Yeah.
last year. He was
Um,
hurt. It was his first. It was his game back, and I saw Degrom or no Scherzer. No, it was Degrom's first game back in Cincinnati last year,
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
pitched again. They faced off.
They got him. They
Um,
got Hunter Green. They,
450 over the scoreboard and left. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, the dude is a
you talking
monster.
about Spencer Steer? I don't know, Joe, if you heard my last 7 days, but he's top three last 7 days on the batting. He's hitting a 400 average, one homer, 6 RBIs. So, but yeah, there was someone else you told me that piqued some interest, and I ain't heard this name in a long time about earlier, Chris, and that is old Julio Teheran. What's what's
Yeah,
what's Julio? Is he making waves or what's he doing?
man. So apparently he is getting signed. What was the team that he's getting signed for? I'll tell you right now. So Julio Tehran. Oh shoot. Okay.
I just can't
So
believe he's
Julio.
being signed
Yeah. So Julio Tehran signed a minor league deal with the Brewers.
with the Brewers. All right, he's still
Yes.
in the NL.
Yeah.
I remember when that dude, he wasn't even that good. I mean, I guess he threw strikes, but he was Atlanta's ace for years. Man, that dude, you know how many opening day games he started for the Braves?
A lot of them.
Like, I don't
He.
know how many years in a row, but it was forever.
Yeah. He's a hard garbage. Thank you. He never
Hey, he was
he
the ace
never
for
was an
Atlanta
ace.
for years, though, man.
He
I
never
mean,
was an ace.
well, but he was the ace. He's not an ace, but he was the ace. He was better than everybody else on the team.
Listen,
You know,
R.A.D. have better games than he did.
ridiculous. Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, dude. Listen. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying. See, Joe, that's Atlanta wasn't doing well. I know when you
Yes.
got Tehran as the ace. I mean, but he did. There was like a 5 year streak, man. He started out every. He was the ace. Started every home opener or
Yeah.
season opener. So and I was like, whoa. But
So
maybe who knows what the Brewers will do with him.
who knows, man? I don't think he can turn it around. To be honest with you.
Now he should be getting up there in age where it's kind of the ship has sailed. He's past his prime years for sure.
Yeah. You know what was he? The last time that he played with the Braves.
Like
You know
how
what was
old
his?
or what year?
No. You know what? You want to know what his ERA was?
I'll take a guess. 5.
He wish he had a 5.
Oh, it was higher than that. DFA in about 16 days. Yeah,
Yeah. He had a
probably.
10.
He had a 10.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we'll
Between
see where he
the
goes, man.
Braves and the Angels.
I mean, 7.54. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, they'll probably DFA him. I mean, he's definitely not playing in the show. I said that ship sailed long ago. So it ain't coming back to port. So
No. The thing is that
unless
now.
unless Milwaukee just gets in a really bad way and they need a veteran guy to take the mound, that's the only way I see him coming back.
Nah, Rich Hill is a lot better. I just trade for Rich Hill. He'll probably do a better job, honestly.
Yeah. So all right. Well, I got some other those stats earlier. They were sourced out of Yahoo, but I got some stats sourced out of CBS. I'm gonna have to rep. See my TB. That's who we're about to talk about for a second. And Tampa's kind of getting some hate a little bit. Well, from what I've heard from the guys at work and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When Milwaukee DFAs him, he can come drive a jockey truck.
There's always going to
Well,
be
let's
a
talk
job
about
for
the
him
Rays.
there.
The Rays are kind of getting some heat, and people are saying the Yanks are catching them, and Baltimore's better, and everybody's better. Well, I just had to go look up their stats on the season. So let me tell you about these hitting stats. Their average, and this is all team stats. So they're ranked second in the league, 269 average. First in the league home runs with 97. Second in the league 297 and RBIs 297. They're ranked second in hits with 273. They're ranked first in OBS at 345. They're ranked first at slugging at 497. They're ranked first at OPS at 892, and they're tied for first with the Rangers for runs scored at 310. Now,
That's crazy.
That's I mean, they're pretty much. People are saying like they're not the real deal, and when you look at the stats, I mean, you can't even. It's not even worth talking about. It's not even worth arguing. I mean,
It's
the
because
Yankees aren't close to that. And Baltimore, they're in top 5 in a few things, but I mean, this team is 1 and 2 in everything,
Yeah, it's because
literally
everybody's
every
doing
stat.
good, and it's usually I think Tampa always had a good well, at least for the last 4 or 5 years, they had a good player development program, and they're not a team that is going to spend money. They're a team that is going to develop players, and they're pretty good at finding those hidden gems, like Johnny Diaz. He's having
Yeah,
his best seasons with Tampa.
Diaz has been with them for a while though. He's not new to Tampa.
No, but
Yeah, he's been there.
he started with a Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't doing too good, and Tampa saw his potential, traded for him, and look at him now.
Yeah,
Um, Same with Randy. They traded Randy because
yeah.
Randy started with the
Well,
Cardinals.
yeah, and I don't know how he did, but when Tampa went to the World Series in 2020, and they lost to the Dodgers, right? Yeah, in
Yeah,
the shortened season. Randy kind of showed out then. He had a real good season then,
yeah,
and
and that
then
was
last
his.
year he did all right,
I want
but
to say
then
that was
now
his
this
rookie
year,
season.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, he I think he stole home or something if I
Yeah,
remember right. Yeah, I mean he was on fire that whole postseason that year. He kind of last year he had a good year, but this year he's really he's turned it back on. He's showing what he can
yeah,
do.
eh, that's for sure.
So, and I think they do like a money ball thing, and that's how they keep the payroll low.
They do, and I
Yeah,
mean they got some of the guys that are also showing now. I think they got Brandon Lowe and Josh Lowe.
yeah. I mean, I think Lowe's been with them for a while, and he does well. I
Yeah,
can't believe
Brandon
they
has,
let
but
go of
Josh
Kiermaier.
is Josh is. I think he's a. I want to say he's a rookie this year, or he hasn't been in the league for too long,
Yeah.
but he's
Well,
doing
anyway,
pretty good too.
they're the real deal, and like you said, Joe, they're getting Glass now back. That dude's a stud. If he can stay
Yeah,
healthy, and that pitching and the way they're hitting the ball, good luck. I mean,
yeah. The
they
only
might run out of juice in the tank at the end of the season, but who knows?
the only piece that they might be hurting for is for Rasmussen, Drew Rasmussen. I think
Oh
he's out for
yeah.
the season.
Oh okay. Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
think is Jeffrey Springs also still playing for them? Can't remember,
I'm
but
not
he's
sure.
pretty good too.
Um.
Last time I checked, he was hurt, so he's a big piece that they're also going to be missing.
Yeah.
But that division is really really competitive. It has a
Yeah.
lot
The
of
East.
competition. Yeah.
It does. And while I was looking those stats up, I've jotted down some other stats I wanted to share. Um. He says he says he's done for the season, but Rasmussen will be back. While I was sharing those stats, I came across the Rangers, and their hitting stats are quite impressive too. The only thing they're out of the top five on is home runs, so I guess they're not a real powerful ball club. But they rank first in the league in average at 270, first at RBIs at 298, fourth at hits at 458, second at OBS 339, third at slugging 451, third at OPS 790, and then they're tied first with runs scored 310 with the Rays. So that's pretty good. Hey, that's a sleeper team to watch out for. You
It
know,
is, but I honestly don't think they're gonna make it too far because they're still missing Corey Seager. They're still they're still missing the ground. The ground is like a toss up right now. You know what I mean? Where
yeah.
you don't know if he's gonna be healthy or if he's gonna be hurt. Um,
Well, they gave a lot of money for him. I hope he's healthy.
could have been worse.
Yeah, yeah.
Could have been like Carlos Correa.
Don't even get me started on that ugly ass deal. That
Um,
dude's something else, man. I can't believe
yeah,
Minnesota, after all those teams rejected him, and Minnesota went and gave him that huge ass contract, man, I would have been like, shit, his
That's crazy.
value would have went down because Minnesota wasn't competing with anybody.
Yeah.
Because he knew the Mets weren't going to take him, and San Fran wasn't going to take him at that. And
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think nobody really was gonna take him. I think the same thing was gonna happen if another team would have come in. Like if the Yankee would have, well, just throwing names out there. But if the Yankee would have come out, they're probably gonna do the same thing. Probably have the same excuse. Oh, it's a physical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After the first team, after San Fran did it first.
Yeah.
From there, if I was a team owner, as soon as San Fran said he wasn't good enough, there should have been no other team even in the arena of that amount of money for him after they said it. And then the Mets came back, offered him some huge deal, said the same thing. And if two teams said it, that's plenty enough evidence for me. I would have been started chalking him down.
Yeah.
That's just, but they didn't. Minnesota went and gave him a lot still. So I don't know. I guess they wanted him that bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not a bad player. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad player, but he's not. I think Lindor is better than Correa.
Yeah.
I think, like.
Do you think he has more value? That's the question.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I think.
All right.
I think Jeremy Pena is going to be more valuable than Correa down the line.
Yeah. Jeremy Pena is going to be more valuable than both of them.
Yeah. You think so? I don't know.
You talking about Baez? Or are you talking about Pena?
Pena.
Why wouldn't he be? I mean, he's young. He's good. He's playing on a good squad that's gonna compete every year.
That is true, but I will have to wait for next year and see how he does after next year, so I can get some real numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah. Joe is definitely right. He's better than Javier Baez for sure.
Yeah.
That's another highway robbery right there.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm not a huge fan of Correa, but I mean, Minnesota gave him a lot. I don't think Minnesota will ever really compete. I mean, I think they'll be good and they'll win games, but I don't think they're ever going to be there competing. There you go, Joe. That's what I'm talking about. You see, World Series MVP as a rookie. Pena's he's going to have a good career coming.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. I think he's going to be great. I think, he's going to be better than Correa. He's going to be better than Baez for sure. But I wouldn't put him ahead of Francisco Lindor. Not yet.
Why is that?
Not yet. Same with Corey Seager. Or
you wouldn't put him. You wouldn't put him in front of Corey Seager?
No. Not yet. Or Trey Turner. Not yet.
I can understand Trey Turner, but I don't know about Seager.
I never thought Seager was like really that good, but when I looked at his numbers over the years, he has put up some pretty good numbers.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just haven't studied his numbers enough, and I'm just thinking he don't pass the eye test. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think Pena's got, like Joe said, he started out his MVP. He started out his rookie season as a World Series MVP, and all he can go from there is up.
Yeah.
And I think he will. He's at the franchise to do it. I mean, that's kind of like face of the franchise type deal going forth as we go along. Because I mean, he's young.
And I don't think he has a lot of pressure under him, only because you got, they got players like Bregman, they got players like Alvarez, they got, players like Hunter Brown, who's probably trying to fill in JV spot, you know. So right now he's just kind of like sitting back and just try to be under the radar as much as possible.
Yeah. Uh, well, let's hop into speaking of shorts. De La Cruz is a shortstop, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, he's with Louisville Bats, AAA team. Uh, do you think he one day will be better than all the ones we just talked about? I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's early and he has a small sample size, but let's just go on a hot take on a limb here. I mean, what do you think the future holds for that guy?
Don't get me wrong. It looks real bright, but things can change when they get into the big leagues because that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Pitching is not the
Yeah.
same. You know what I mean?
No, no, yeah.
So like a good example is O'Neal Cruz.
Okay.
That guy can rake. He
Yeah.
has no problem hitting the ball 120 miles per hour. But the thing
Right.
is, whenever he makes contact, see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if he can keep an eye on the ball, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
his
I definitely
defense is
think there's,
there, but
I mean,
I just
you
think the
think the
hitting is
hitting
gonna
will be
be.
spotty?
We'll have to see. I think he's gonna have
Yeah.
a pretty good stretch, but I think he's also gonna have his moments of struggle, and I think it's just a matter of him trying to figure it out. Because if you think about it, um, so the same thing happened with O'Neal De La Cruz. I mean, O'Neal Cruz. Same thing happened with a pretty good example of that is Austin Riley. He came up to the big league. He was killing it. Pitchers figured him
Yeah.
out. He couldn't hit a baseball. Then sent him back down to the minors. He made some
Yeah.
adjustments, came back, and now the guy is finishing in top five MVP the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna probably run into that. Um, but I
Yeah.
just think he's gonna have a pretty good future ahead of him.
I think they will have to as well. I think it's pretty common too. You know, I mean, even you look at Harris Jr. now, the dude's hitting like a 180 on the year. He ain't doing real hot, and he's hitting his slump. You know, but they're all going to slump at some point. I feel like, but, you know, it's how you recover. Even if you look at Trout, uh, Trout got brought up and then sent down, and then when he got brought up again, and then the second time he got brought up, you know, he's done what
Yeah,
he's done since he's been in. But he did get brought up and sent down. So I think that's fairly common most of the time. But to get into De La Cruz's stats with Louisville Bats for this year, on the year he's got 8 homers, 28 RBIs. He's has 9 stolen bases. Uh, he's been caught stealing 5. So yeah, I don't think he steals bases that well.
no,
19 walks, 39 strikeouts, 283 average, 383 OBS, 608 slugging, 991 OPS, and he's total 73 bases. Um, so that's kind of his stat at the AAA level. And that one that he hit 450, you know, that thing was a monster shot. I mean, he looks like a pro ball player.
yeah, he's gonna have a lot of those for sure.
So
The,
that's kind of his stats. But so what do you think? Y'all asked the question earlier. Does he get traded or does Cincinnati bring him up? I mean,
I
it's
think,
kind of
I
a
think,
loaded question.
I think he's gonna be brought up, and I think he's gonna be playing somewhere in the outfield. Um, if not outfield, possibly third base. I can't remember who they got on third base, but they're not gonna put him in second base because they got Jonathan India in second base. So
Yeah.
uh, they got him there. They got
I guess the big question is, yeah, I think he'll make it up, but the question is are they going to keep him? You know, like say they bring him up, he gets in his rookie season, now he needs a contract. Are they going to keep him or are they going to trade him?
that's a good question. Um, I think they're gonna keep him. and I think I think it's all gonna depend how he does. I think everything's gonna be based on performance because nowadays how they do is they value a player based on their performance and their some way somehow they do some kind of math that tells them the value of the player. I guess how
Yeah,
valuable the player is,
it's probably
you
the
know.
WAR, win above replacement, right?
And I'm not sure because I think they do that, but they also run some kind of a statistic that tells them the value of the player, like how much they're worth, and then I think that's going to determine whether or not uh, they give him the money or they don't.
Yeah. Um, little Joey Gleason thinks that he'll be coming up adjusting the outfield at third base. But if they don't bring him up this year and wait, decent team, yeah. I mean, do you think they could trade him for the farm? Like if he comes up and does good, do you think they would like make a trade to Baltimore for like for him and a couple prospects or something?
That's a good
Because
question.
Baltimore has the ones to spare.
Uh, they do, but they're not that far behind based on
Joe,
prospects.
put
I
what you
mean,
think in the chat. Go ahead.
they got so Baltimore is leading the league in prospect in the top 100 with 7. Cincinnati has 6, so they're not that far behind. I mean, both
Yeah,
of them are loaded. Both of them are loaded with prospects. Um, so I think it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a matter of where they're at as far as the season, how the team is performing, um, and whether or not they want to break the bank. They're gonna want to
yeah,
give them the money because at the end of the day, so teams like that like to play with small budgets.
yeah,
Cleveland does it, Cincinnati does it, the Pirate does it, Tampa does it. So
yeah. Tampa's only problem though, because I followed Tampa for I'm a Braves fan, but I do like Tampa as well. Just not as much. But I followed them for years. I've been to a lot of their games. Their biggest problem uh, is location. It ain't so much support. If you know Tampa, Tampa's a sports town. I mean, they have the Bucks who's done well. They got the Lightning there that does that does well draw crowds. The problem with Tampa is the stadium, and it's actually in St. Petersburg across the bay.
yeah, it's not
It's
even
hard to
Tampa.
get there. It's inconvenient. Nobody wants to go there. So if you put their new stadium, I know they're trying to build one. I'm not sure. They've talked about Tampa. They can't really get agreements. They talked about going to Montreal. Yeah, Red Sox. Uh, they talked about going to Montreal. I'm not sure if that's going to work out. But if they can get a stadium in Tampa accessible, uh, that'll be a whole different ball club. I mean, they're good now, but they'll have the support. Like they'll have stadium full of people and all that stuff. It's just right now it's the location. It's old and it's not really attractive to go to. You got to go
Yeah,
over a long ass bridge. Wreck happens, it backs up. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to go over there.
yeah, they got to figure that out. Well, with since you asked Joe what he thought, I think he has a very good point. He says that I think a team like the Braves maybe who might could
Yeah.
use a shortstop or the Dodgers, and I think he's right. I think the Braves could use him, um,
Well, we extend Arcia though. He's
but
not doing well. I agree.
I don't think the Brave has the anybody to give away for somebody like Ellie De La Cruz.
No, they'd have to. No, they don't. They wouldn't get him in a trade. They'd have to sign him.
Yeah,
We burn up. That's the problem with Atlanta. Like we're doing good right now, but we gotta make it count now because all that building in the over the years in the farm system is now paying off. You know what I'm saying? We've kind of traded shit away and brought people up, and now this is the years where like we need to make it count. And they are to an extent, but I still have my concerns for sure, as everybody I think does right now or should.
yeah. I think RC is doing. I think I think he's doing an all right job on filling in that somewhat that void.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Dansby wasn't worth it, so I'm glad they let him go. I mean, he was good, but you know, we'll see. But the Red Sox or the Dodgers? Who's
yeah,
the
the,
Dodgers got there? Chris Taylor?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Red Sox, they got too many shortstop. They had a chance. They had a chance to sign Bogarts.
uh, so
They
could they
didn't want to
trade
give it.
Grissom and other prospects? No, Grissom's trade value is basically zero. Dude can't field a ground ball. He can hit, but don't hit one his way because he's gonna fumble it. Hell, I went and watched him this year. He made 2 errors in one game, and they weren't even hard hit ground balls. He just fumbled them.
Yeah. You know
So
what's crazy is when you go see one of those games, they make it look so easy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they practice it every day though, so they're
Yeah, that is
impressive. I mean, they're athletes. Don't get me wrong,
that is very true.
but Joe, how's your Red Sox doing this year? I mean,
Oh,
are they gonna they gonna win it all? Or are they
hey,
gonna go ahead?
speaking of the Red Sox, what's your thought on Corey Kluber on the Red Sox moving Corey Kluber to the bullpen?
Ooh, I seen that. Yeah, yep. I just seen that. Kluber to the bullpen. Who was he with Red Sox last year, or was he with Tampa?
Uh,
He played for Tampa last year, I think.
yeah, yep, yep.
Did Tampa not have him in a bullpen role?
No, I don't think that they did.
DFA him. It's a waste in the bullpen. Well, little Joey Gleason does not agree with the move.
No, he does not. Yeah,
We'll see
I
what
think
happens.
I
What you
think
think of it, Chris?
then we gotta see how he does. But usually, yeah, it's probably won't be the right move.
So he's
But
a
I think he can do better in the bullpen than starting for sure at this point.
yeah, Joe thinks he's going to be a inning eater. It looks like when they're down and they just need somebody to eat up innings so they don't burn the rest of their bullpen out for the next stretch of games.
I wonder how much they paid him.
I don't know. Yeah, his baseball savant with Tampa last year was good. Soft
Yeah,
guy is scared to a pitch on. He's getting pissed all over. Well, hey man, dude, he's how old is he? I mean, he's been around a while. Corey Kluber has.
yeah, I think it's like 37, 38.
Yeah, I mean, dude's past his prime. Um, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
In other
I
news,
think
though, let's go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say that I think they have a pretty interesting team in a tough division. Because if you think about it, I think the only thing that they're missing is the pitching.
Mm.
Um,
So you think
their pitching,
offensive and defensively they're good?
I think they're all right on offense. Um, I think they got some of the players that are performing pretty decent. Signing Yoshida, it's a it was a pretty good move. He's doing pretty good so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that if Tristan Casas turn it around, he can do pretty good because he has a pretty good potential. Um, they just got to get Trevor Story back, and Justin Turner's doing pretty good for
Yeah,
them so far. So I think the hitting is somewhat there. Verdugo is doing pretty
yeah,
good for them also. Um, so I think their hitting is there. I just think the pitching is tricky. So they just
yeah,
got to find their perhaps one or two decent starter and maybe a good bullpen guy, and I think they can probably compete.
we'll see. That's a tough division.
Yeah,
You got to do more to compete to get close there because whoever wins the AL East, the two wild cards from that side are probably coming out of the East too. I think they did last year, didn't they? We had the Yankees, the Blue Jays. Who was the other wild card last year?
Um, can't remember.
Hey, Duvall's clutch. You got to watch Duvall. I mean, he's a high
Yeah,
strikeout guy, but he'll hit some homers and he'll hit some homers in some spots where you need him to. But he's not going to be an average guy though. But yeah,
no,
Adam
but
Duvall is tough, man.
yeah, he's clutch. He's clutch.
Yeah, yeah. 4 teams out of the East make playoffs this year.
I can see that.
Yeah. I definitely think that the 2 wild cards will come out of the East. If they keep on the trajectory they're on, you'll have the ALS. You'll have the winners, the East winner, Central winner, West winner, and you'll probably have the 2 AL wild cards come out of the East too. So you'll probably have 3 teams. We'll see though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I said. It's gonna be a pretty interesting year, especially in that division alone, since
Yeah.
it's very competitive.
Well, let's do some hot takes. Why don't we go ahead? Who's going to win it? Who's going to make the run all the way to the series?
You mean my top 2 teams?
No, your top one. I want to know who you think is going to win it.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Ooh,
Hot take. Go ahead.
Ooh, Joe says Tampa. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, yeah, it's debatable though, man. At some point you run out of juice. You can't drink all the juice too early. You only got so much.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's who's hot at the end of the season.
Yeah, and don't forget, and I think it messed up the 1 seeds last year with the new wild card. They take off. Now they get a first round bye and they have to take like a week off.
Yeah.
And that can get you out of rhythm because no one from the NL made it. None of the first seeds, Dodgers or Atlanta, both got kicked out.
You know who I'm gonna go with?
All the way to 118 wins. Of course, you would say the Red Sox. They were probably cheating. Probably got a page out of the Astros year before.
I think I'm gonna go with.
I'm just kidding, Joe.
I think I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays.
The Jays?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because how you look at their team lately? I mean,
everybody thought they were going to win last year.
No. Last year they needed pitching, and I think this year their pitching has been better than last year. I think this year they got better pitching than last year. And the fact that Matt Chapman is doing a lot better.
Thank you, Joe. I'm just kidding. Matt Chapman doing well.
Yeah, so they got Matt Chapman. They got Guerrero. They got Varsho. I think
Dalton Varsho is good. That dude's a good pickup.
I think they got a pretty good team. I think they got to turn around and make a run for it.
Okay. I am going to say, as much as it pains me to say it, I'm probably going with the old Dodgers.
Yeah, of course. I can see that.
I mean, it's kind of a hot take. I guess if I go a hot take, I guess Dodgers are probably more realistic. But if I go a hot take, I'm taking either 1 or 2 teams. I'm not sure which one. It's either going to be Seattle or Baltimore. Seattle's got the potential, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're playing that well right now. But
I think I agree with Joe. Yeah. Alek Manoah hasn't been doing good this year so far.
Are you talking about with the Jays?
Yeah, Kikuchi. I don't think he's ever been like really that good. He may have like 1 or 2 good seasons, but other than that, And
well, it's fine. I mean, it's a hot take.
They overpay Jose Varias too. I gotta say that he was way overpaid.
I mean, I'm kind of ready to argue about Guerrero Jr.
What do you want to argue about?
I mean, he's above average, but I don't think he's one of the best in the game.
I put him top 10.
Top 10 at his position or top 10 in the game?
Damn. I would say top 10. Yeah, top 10 in his position.
Okay.
In the game, I will put him top 15 for sure.
Yeah. I'm in top 15. Joe thinks Tampa, Texas, Houston. Ooh, Texas. Yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah, they are smoking right now.
I think
Uh,
I think
Houston.
Texas can do it. I think Texas can do it if the ground stays healthy. Uh, because they got Dane Dunning is pitching pretty well. Um, Nathan Yavali's pitching pretty well, and their hitting is pretty hot. I mean, Marcus Hemon is hitting the ball well. Uh, Nathaniel
Low.
Lowe is hitting
Yeah.
pretty well.
Well, yeah, he
Garcia
had the
is
last 7 days. He had set a 500 average.
yeah. Uh,
Garcia's doing what?
Garcia's just smashing the baseballs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's changing. That's changing, Joe. Houston's on the way
Yeah,
out, buddy.
yeah. I think Houston is on the way out too.
At least I'm hoping they're on the way out. I'm tired of seeing them come from the AL.
I don't think they're out yet. They might have a season or two left in their
Yeah.
tank, but I don't think it's gonna last much longer.
No. I mean, all good things have to come to an end. We'll see. I mean, I'd like to see Baltimore win it. I mean, there's a couple reasons I like to see Seattle win it because they don't have one. Same thing with San Diego.
Yeah, I
They
like to
don't
see
have
San Diego.
one, but the problem with San Diego is I don't want the UPS drivers winning a World Series. You know what I mean? Win a World Series and deliver my package. And I'm just kidding.
They swept the Braves recently.
Who? Houston? Yeah, Houston swept them first couple weeks, their first homestand. Hey, don't count your socks out yet. You never know. But anyway, so that's my hot take. I'm thinking I'm taking Seattle or Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore all day. All day on a hot take. Now I think the Dodgers will probably I think the Dodgers will probably have a good shot. I think at least they'll represent the NL. And then once you get in, is who knows from there.
Now, let me ask you a question. How far do you think the Pirates gonna make it?
The Pirates?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Joe. The
No.
Diamondbacks are interesting too.
Oh, they
got a
are.
pretty
Yeah,
good. Yeah, they
they're
got a
doing good
pretty
in the
good
West.
pitching.
They're only a game and a half behind the Dodgers right now. So they're right
Yeah.
there. But, it really doesn't matter till after All-Star break. Everyone knows that. If you can stay within 10 games, probably, you don't want to be 10 games out. But if you can stay within 10 games, 5 or 10 games, and after All-Star break, start playing, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So, well, it's like we've been running about an hour. That's kind of where we wanted to hit it up at. So,
Oh, by the way, you want to know who's leading the league in run differential?
yes, that's what I wanted to know.
Tampa.
Tampa?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
And guess who's second?
Rangers.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's your two teams, man. Hey,
Yep.
for all you guys out there saying Tampa's shitty and the Yankees are the real deal because they're 15-5 and they swept up the Reds and the damn Oakland A's. Forget about it. For right now, Tampa by far is the superior team per the yearly stats, and New York ain't even close.
Yeah,
And that's
they
like
are.
Judge, man. I checked Judge today. They're all saying Judge is better than Acuna. That dude, he leads the league in OPS and slugging. That's it. He's like ranked. He's like tied 32nd in average, and then he's like top 10 everything else. He ain't even close.
Judge?
Judge, yeah, not
But
right now.
You gotta give him the fact that he was hurt for a little bit. So he missed some time. I give him that for now.
On the back of Rich Hill, and he needs a cane soon. We'll make it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cardinals. Yeah,
I don't think Rich Hill is gonna be able to hold his back much longer. I think he's gonna break his back eventually pretty soon and not be able to hold him.
yeah.
But
Okay.
if they can get O'Neal Cruz before, well, I heard that he might be back by the All Star break, so I think he can probably help out with the offense.
Yeah, I mean, we'll revisit the Judge in a month or two. I mean, he's hurt. It doesn't matter. He's still hitting for a low average. I mean, he's got 14 home runs, so I mean, he's right there on homers. But I mean, it's no different than everyone doing the 15. They're 15-5 where they were yesterday. Like I said, I got to looking back at who they played. They haven't
You
beat
think
Tampa yet.
you think he's gonna walk into the Hall of Fame?
Who? Judge?
Yeah, yeah,
Like a first round unanimous?
yeah.
Probably. Man, he probably will. But I'm talking about this year, right now.
I think he's gonna have a good season. I think he's gonna hit 30 plus home runs, maybe 40. I'll say 40 plus. Yeah,
You say
O'Neal.
40?
Yeah, I say 40.
Okay.
40
Hmm.
plus.
Probably. I mean, probably. He's already hit 14.
Hitting 187, O'Neal Cruz has power, but De La Cruz will have a better future. Yeah, De La Cruz will have a better future. I think O'Neal Cruz just got to figure it out as far as putting cutting down the strikeouts and putting the bat on the ball. Because I think some of those players, I think he just needs to get sent down and try to figure it out, work on it, and then come back and then see what he got.
Yeah. Well, so we hit an hour, so that should wrap it up for today. But I thought it went pretty well for the first stream. Overrated. I seen enough. He doesn't pass the eye test. But hey, the eye test is important. I don't care what the numbers say. You got to look at the eye test sometimes. And Corey Seager does not pass it. Okay. I don't know what his numbers are. I mean, he's good, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Trey Turner, eye test. You seen that dude slide?
Who, Trey Turner?
Trey Turner, I'd give $100 to sit in the umpire spot while he comes home with slides.
He had the smoothest slide I ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, dude is. How many stolen bases he had on the year? I wonder. He should be up there, but he's not.
No, he's not.
Speaking of that, Ruiz is on base to still 80. He's on pace to still 82 bases.
For Oakland.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't seen that since.
Hey, that's a good
Henderson.
point. That's a good point that Joe just brought up. What do you think about Christopher Morel?
Where are we seeing that at?
Christopher.
I don't see anything about Chris. What you talking about?
Christopher Allen Sale? Or does he mean?
Oh, he's talking about Chris Sale with the pitcher, right? Christopher Allen Sale Day. Yeah, he's talking about. Ain't you talking about Chris Sale, Joe?
I think he was talking about Christopher Morel. That dude has been smashing baseball lately.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Sale pitches today. It's a holiday. Who do they got, Joe? I tell you, Joe. We might as well just get Joe and Mike here. Let him come home.
Yeah, for real.
So, well, like I said, this has been a just wanted to live it. I wanted to see what it came through on the other end. I got Joe to tune in just so he could kind of give us like a quality control aspect to make sure the mics were good and the chat worked. And and I'm about to put you in a super chat, Joe, which means you got to donate. Which means you got to donate to comment. You drop $5 down. I'm just kidding. Anyways, y'all suck. What's he talking about? Wait, what? Yeah, $5, buddy. It's $5 per comment we read.
But we'll give you a deal. We'll give you a what do you call it? A grand opening deal. 99 cents a comment.
I'll drop my 5 cents. Okay, fine. Yeah. So anyway, we wanted to see Joe is going to give us a quality control standpoint. Kind of want to test the new format out. Joe, let us know what you think about that. As far as how we're gonna do it, we didn't really get into like the last part of the format. The last part of the format would have been anything you thought interesting, but I think we're gonna start it out with the stats like that, and just go and let it roll from there. So,
all right, yep, and hopefully Joe can join us in the future too.
Yeah. Do you have a mic, Joe, or what? All right. Well, that's sufficient enough. Yeah, just hit us up and we'll definitely be in contact. Get you on here. You can do up to 3 people, I think. Yeah. What you had Chris, what do you have? The Blue Yeti?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. Do you recommend it or what?
Does it? I mean, so far, yeah. I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good to me. Like it's good quality. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is I link the StreamYard up to the YouTube and you just hit go live and it goes live. So you got anything else you want to finish on?
No, not much really. No, not much. It just next time we're gonna try to do perhaps maybe like a little recap and then go from there. But we're probably gonna do the same thing. Go over some weekly stats and see how teams and players are doing.
Yeah, I like the weekly stats for sure. For sure. And then, but next week, are we going? I know we went live this week, but are we like going live? MVP and Cy Young.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sirius.
We're going definitely live. Yeah, we can do that next week too. We can go over MVP and Cy Young as of today, and we can also put and do some like I guess trivia questions, like like who do you think is gonna do what as far as like what we're gonna be putting up our all-star team for now. How about that?
You talking about like we pick like the all stars, like who we would field as an all star team?
Yeah, like a roster.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to. You have to give me a week to think on that. I can't do that right off the top of the head.
Well, you got about a week.
Yeah. All right. I'll go ahead and do the MVP and Cy Young phase for now. Oh, MVP for sure is going to be. I can go ahead and tell you who has the career best strikeouts per 9. Do you know?
I think that's Randy Johnson.
It is. It is Strider's. Strider's about to get him though. It's somewhere in the 14 range. Oh, strikeouts per 9.
Oh,
as in like hitter or what are you talking about? Oh, Acuna for MVP. Yeah, If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean but Chris
Cy
Sale
Young
has the highest crit. No, are you talking about Cy Young?
pitcher. Okay, yeah. Really, Chris Sale? I would have thought it was Randy Johnson.
No, Chris Sale don't have the highest strikeout per nine. Yep, look it up. I'm about to have to go Google this shit. What is it? What? How many is it? It was going to be a Boston guy.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, he is right.
It is Chris Sale. How about that?
I mean, Strider's got him beat so far this year, though. It's saying, yeah, Strider's at 15-1.
Yeah, but I don't think Strider. I think he's talking about career wise. Strider hasn't been in the league.
Strikeout
long
9.
enough.
Yeah, Chris Sale's 11-9. Oh, Hugh Darvish is a close second, 10-7-9 for Hugh Darvish.
Really?
Yeah, I'm about to dig into those stats. It's pretty interesting. Not enough innings for career. That was the trivia for the day. Chris, next time you get a trivia, is you just gotta guess it on the Boston guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Robbie Ray is in second.
Stat nerd. Did you know Robbie Ray was second? Or did you know Hugh Darvish was second?
No, Robbie Ray is second. Hugh Darvish is fourth.
Oh, mine had Hugh Darvish. Per StatMuse. Hugh Darvish at 10-7-9. What's Robbie Ray got?
11.
Oh. Yep, 11-110. All right. When I looked, it was at you. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Acuna for MVP. Cy Young. I don't even know about Cy Young, honestly.
I think Zach Gallen for Cy Young.
Zach Gallen? Yeah. Because you get Cy Young, NL, and AL.
Yeah.
So that's your two NLs. Zach Gallen, I could go with that. AL MVP.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole different argument for a different day. All right. Whole different argument because he's good, and I'm on the Ohtani train, don't get me wrong. But I think what he does is more unique, and that's more what he's graded on. I don't really know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's an argument to be had, but
I think he's gonna be definitely top 5 in Cy Young. MVP. I mean, I say MVP, but I still doubt it because I think there's still gonna be some players that are gonna be hitting the ball. Like I think Adolis Garcia might have a pretty good chance. I mean, you got Jordan Alvarez, then you got Judge as well. So I think.
Judge is going to be in the top 3 regardless.
And don't forget about Mike Trout. He always sneaks himself in there.
Dude is still best in the game. I don't care what anyone says. I'll argue it for days. The stats are there. He doesn't grab headlines. He doesn't get people excited really anymore like Judge does. People aren't going to ooh and ah over him. But dude is consistently still the best hitter in the game. One of them, I feel like.
Yes, that for sure. Yep.
He's probably got one of the higher WARs. I mean, 120 games, he hit 40 home runs last year.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yep. He could have hit 55 easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he would have been right there. Right there with Judge.
So Joe said he got Yoshida and Cy Young, Sonny Gray. I agree with Sonny Gray. I also think Garrett Cole it's gonna be tied between Garrett Cole and Sonny Gray.
Yeah.
Um,
Sandy's falling off. What's going on with that
yeah,
guy?
yeah, I think he's just having a rough season. Um, so I think Yoshida might win the and even then I don't know. He could win Rookie of the Year, but there's a lot of competition. There's a
Yeah.
lot of competition.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up because my computer's dying. I thought I had my charger, but I don't. Anyways, I thought that was pretty good. Thought that was pretty good for the first stream. So maybe we'll get some clip. Maybe we'll take it down and get some clips out of it to push a little social media reels or something.
We'll see. We'll see. Josh Young and then Brent Rooker. I'll take Yoshida over them. Yeah, they're doing. I don't know, man. Brent Rooker is doing pretty good. I mean, Yoshida is too. It's gonna be one of them two for sure.
How about Kyle Tucker? How about Kyle Tucker for MVP?
No.
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 No. Why?
No. I will put Jordan Alvarez over Tucker.
Jordan's DH, ain't he?
Yeah.
He plays some left field. Can't get no damn DHs. MVP, get out of here. If they pick an MVP, if they put a damn most of a designated hitter as MVP, I don't know what I'll do. Those awards will carry zero weight to me.
But David Ortiz has won MVP before.
Who, Ortiz?
Yeah, it's a DH. I mean, that guy is a straight up clutch. Same with Alvarez, straight up clutch.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Ortiz may have won MVP in the 04 season when he smashed however many fucking home runs after they went down 3-0 and won 4 in a row.
See?
Best DH all the time. I mean, yeah, but
I agree with that.
You would have to have that. Jordan would have to do that.
What?
You can't
DH?
just hit, huh?
DH?
Yeah.
No, that guy just hits.
Who? You talking to me?
He's leading the league in like he's definitely top 5 in RBIs. He's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be top 5 in home runs, but I think he's gonna be up there for sure. And I think he has the potential to be.
I don't know.
But the guy can hit for average. The guy can hit for home runs.
RBI.
And
yeah, I mean Alvarez is second. He's got 46 RBIs.
What's this hitting? Like 280 something?
If he's hitting 280, he's down there with Judge in the 30s. Judge is like a 284, 88.
Yeah. And I think Alvarez is like quietly somewhat cold.
I could argue with you all day. If he's mostly DH, unless they go down 3-0 in the World Series and come back and win 4, and he hits however many home runs like Ortiz did, no go on MVP.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up, and next week we can think of an interesting topic to talk about.
Yeah. Hey, here, I'm going to end it, and then just stay in the chat, though. Stay on the video. I'm just going to end the broadcast.